Welcome. I appreciate you coming and watching this video so that you can better understand how to be a quality candidate for the practical nursing program. Our next cohort will be admitted spring 2012, and I want to highlight all of the steps and the processes that you need to follow to be a successful candidate. The nursing program consists of 3 terms. It goes from spring, and it goes through the summer, and in the fall. We admit 16 students, and those 16 students have a group of prerequisites that they need to meet, which I'm going to discuss today. The application season starts this year, December 12th, 2011, and the deadline for all application materials and prerequisites need to happen by January 20th, 2012 at 5 p.m., and I'm going to highlight how that all fits together. The practical nursing mission requirements has really 3 phases. So the first phase is actually checking that you've met the prerequisites. And so the steps would be that you would go into student services and they would check, and I'm getting ready to explain to you in a couple slides what those prerequisites are, check that you've met your class requirements, your immunization requirements, and first aid and safety, and that you have your nursing assistant license. With that, bringing those original documents, we don't accept photocopies, into student services, they're going to be able to officially acknowledge that you've met those by January 20th, 2012 by 5 p.m. That will be the last time that student services can check for phase 1 of the admissions process. So you're most likely wondering exactly what is required for the coursework prior to being admitted into the PN program. We have math requirement, which is Math 95. We have speech requirement, which is Speech 111. We have a writing requirement, which is Writing 121. You can take Psychology 101, or you may take a higher level of Psychology 201 or above. You must have completed MDA 101, which is Medical Terminology, or you can also have Medical Terminology 2 if you have that. You can have Business 131 or CIS 120, which are both computer classes, and you need to have completed the Anatomy and Physiology series, so that's starting with Biology 231, moving through Biology 233. We will allow you to apply for the PN program while still in winter 2012 Anatomy and Physiology course, but you will have to show proof that you are at midterms still passing, at least passing with a C. And then the final prerequisite course is one of 2 things. You have either completed HEA 100, which is the nursing assistant course here on campus, and received the Oregon State Board of Nursing certification to be a nursing assistant, or you can show proof that you actually have a nursing assistant certification, that you are a certified CNA. Either one will suffice. Academic performance. It is required that you have earned at least a 2.5 GPA and that you are not on academic probation when you apply for the program. If you are using transcripts from another college, it is very important that you have those transcripts officially evaluated through the registrar at KCC prior to having student services check that you have met the requirements. And finally, if you actually have work experience as a nursing assistant, although that is not required, you need to fill out the work experience form. You are required to have a CPR card, and it needs to be issued by the American Heart Association. And that healthcare provider card must include adult, infant, child, and 1 and 2 person with an AED. If you do not have this type of issued American Heart CPR card, you can take the courses through Community Ed found on the KCC Community Ed website. You need to have proof of the required immunizations, which include measles, tetanus, hepatitis B series. If you have not started your hepatitis B series at the time of the phase 1 application, you may be able to show proof that you have taken at least 1 of the shots in the series of 3. Applicants must also obtain a TB skin test annually. If you are invited to participate in phase 2, you will be required to have a background check and a drug screen. And I do want to highlight that a conviction or arrest does not automatically disqualify you from admission to the program or keep you from clinical experience. I do want you to know that this is not a KCC requirement. Instead, this requirement is set by Oregon DHS and the the medical institutions in which the clinical experiences would take place. Please go to the KCC website and look at the list of exact information about the disqualifying crimes, dates, and times. Let me recap the processes. So we have the 3 phases. The first phase, phase 1, will begin with taking applications, and that will start December 12th, 2011, and the deadline for applications in phase 1 is January 20th at 5 p.m. 2012. In phase 1, the expectation is that you actually come to student services in building 3 on campus, and you're going to bring with you all of the proof that you have met the course requirements, that you have your immunizations, that you have your CPR card, and that you have a current, unencumbered Oregon State Board of Nursing CNA certificate. Once those things are actually verified by student services, then you will wait until you hear that you've been invited to participate in phase 2. Now that you've completed phase 1, and if you have been invited to participate in phase 2, you will be given specific instructions on how to perform the background check and the drug screen. Now that you've completed phase 2 and been invited to phase 3, you will then show proof that you've completed phase 2 items, the background check and the drug screen, and you will take a nursing entrance exam and be invited to a group interview. It is estimated that after the completion of phase 1, 2, and 3, you could receive an invitation to be a participant in the PN program for spring 2012, if you meet all the requirements for the program. The program, it consists of 40 credits and is offered over 3 terms. So you would start, if you were invited to participate, spring 2012, moving into summer 2012, and completing at the end of December, fall 2012. Good luck. All the required prerequisites must be completed prior to submitting your application. No exceptions. Please use this information to build your academic plan and help you to determine your timeline for applying to the PN program. Following these guidelines will help prepare you to be a quality PN candidate. Thank you.